That day, a type of dragon flies through the skies. We see it letting out a cry. A wyvern circled high up in the sky, freer than anything I had ever seen. That was reason enough for me to. We see a young man with stains on his face and clothes. From the great magical house of Declan, I decided to retire from being a mercenary. The one and only reason. Under a sky with a few heavy clouds, we see a crow. "You're the last one left," someone says as the crow flaps its wings. We see one man holding another by the neck using magic. Number one, were you hiding your abilities? That's not a power a mercenary should have. I'm the one asking the questions here. This is a grimoire, isn't it? Sing. Think we came all this way just to take down a hunting dog? If the trash from House Declan are all like you, I bet a whole pack will show up. So how do you use this? I don't know. If that greedy Declan knew, he wouldn't have buried it in that dusty basement. He didn't even know how to use it. And still, they'd chase him all the way here. That means it's pretty valuable, right? Hand over the grimoire. I'll ask the leader to show mercy. Maybe he'll even let you go back to being a mercenary. The young man, hearing this, smiled. What kind of power does the mercenary manager have to pull that off? All right, any last words, you son of a, the young man then says. Finally accepted your identity. Admirable. But before he can finish off the man he's controlling, someone approaches with what looks like a cane in hand. He gets startled upon noticing it. He looks back, startled. Danger! You have great instincts, says a man approaching while emanating a strong energy. The young man, noticing this, thinks such a menacing aura. A pleasure. I am Farron von Declan, leader of the magical House Declan on the Eastern Continent. It's the leader of House Declan. If you don't mind, I want you to hand over that grimoire. We can talk after. Hearing this, the boy thinks, it's been over a decade since I became a mercenary. I've spent half my life working for the Declans, but this is the first time I've seen the leader in person. The Declan family, the strongest magical family on the continent, their leader is said to be the strongest mage in history. What kind of man could he be? Thinking this, he replies, "You'll have to wine and dine me first." The leader is startled by the response. Trying to take someone else's hard-earned reward just like that. You've got some nerve, don't you? Foen Sohi. As his laughter spreads through the area, the young man prepares a spell with his hand. Crap, I guess I shouldn't have seen that wyvern. Of course the leader had to show up. What crappy luck. That aura is no joke. He's the most powerful mage I've ever seen, he thinks, his hand trembling. It would be easier to just take you down and grab the grimoire. But fine, let's get this over with. Come back under the Declan's wing, hand over the grimoire, and I'll turn a blind eye to everything you've done. The young man doesn't answer, and he continues. So, your talent is quite memorable. After watching you fight, I can't believe I didn't notice it before. You're just some trash from the gray zone. You only learned those crappy techniques that only mercenaries use. And yet, you have this level of skill. With the support of House Declan, how far do you think you could go? And how far could the Declans go with you as their blade? Let's walk together, you by my side. We'll make Declan greater. You will go down in history. Come back to Declan. Of course, you still need to return the grimoire. After hearing the proposal, he says, all right. Excellent, then you can just... He interrupts him saying, but I have one condition first. If you give me the leader's position, I'll think about it. Farron von Declan gets irritated hearing this. You've been watching, haven't you? He says, intensifying his magic, and choking another man even harder. The man's neck is broken. Can you tell how many have perished for this? Farron gets even more irritated. So that's how it's going to be. You'll probably end up gone, you know. He's not wrong, thinks the young man. Despite this, he rushes at Declan. Darn it, he's right. He leaps, preparing for an attack. We see his strike clashing against Farron's barrier. The young man yells, "You don't know if something's big or small unless you measure it." Farron replies, "Right, looks like I'll have to put a leash on you." Declan extends his hand, and a rock flies at the young man. After that, he makes another move, and a magic rune begins to form in front of him. The young man thinks, "You rotten scoundrel." The rock that had come at him tries to attack again, but despite that, the youth manages to run. So this is the leader of the Declans, not a single opening. You're overthinking it. The young man apparently hit something. Didn't I say you had to measure to know? There are some things you don't even need to measure to get the idea. We see another huge rune forming, like the difference between you and me. As soon as this is said, a huge explosion occurs. I didn't finish you off, just roughed you up a bit. So, ready to talk? The young man asks, and if I said I'd bow my head, and if I agreed to return to the shadow of the Decklands, Farron replies, you think I'd believe you? We see the young man in the midst of the dust, preparing again. That's right, you wouldn't. He prepares another spell. I'm tired of eating dog food, you get it? He questions with a seemingly very powerful spell forming in front of him. Thus, a kind of magical shot, or beam, is launched in Farron von Deckland's direction. Who would want to go back to being a dog? Just because the collar is shiny and the house is big, doesn't mean it's not a kennel. Pathetic, Deckland says, and a rune forms beneath his feet as a spell is prepared. The glow of his power spreads and reaches the youth. Let me show you. An overwhelming power. Realizing what he's gotten into, he thinks, you jerk! Lightning begins to strike the battle site. Now that I stop to think about it, this is the reason. That day, when I looked at the sky, the wyvern up there seemed so free. The reason I looked at the sky that day. Impressive. I thought you were a goner, but you held on. So, did you feel the difference in power? The young man, Fallen, replies. You're absurdly strong, Declan says. Ready to talk now? Want to finish what you didn't say? Why? You want me to be a mercenary again? Declan asks. I didn't say that. I don't want you to become a mercenary. I want you to become the leader of the Bongshin family. The young man is caught off guard. Leader of the Bongshin family? The Declan family, the most powerful magic clan on the eastern continent, is powerful enough to challenge the throne. They want me to swear loyalty as one of their vassal families? Realizing this, he asks, so this was your goal? You still underestimate your own worth. I want you and the grimoire. The place falls silent for a moment, and the young man extends his arm, presenting the grimoire. Excellent. You've made the right choice. This absolves you of all your crimes. All that remains is the glory of becoming part of. His sentence is cut short as the grimoire in the mage's hand begins to glow. What are you doing? What do you think? You said to give it to you, but you didn't say you wanted it in one piece, did you? You won't have a peaceful passing, Farron says with hatred, but the young man replies, shut up and listen. I never did this for money. Being a mercenary doesn't even pay that well anyway. So why did I stick with it? Because it's tied to money. Ever heard of the mercenaries devoured by the young masters of Declan? Farron says, forbidden magic. The young man continues, yes, that scoundrel devoured my friends, and Declan covered it all up. So this was for revenge? He replies. Why would I do that? I know full well that a mercenary's life isn't worth much, just like my friends. I just wanted to do what they wanted. But for that, I need a lot of money. And also, I finally decided to retire. I'm not going back to that kennel. Consider those your last words. Saying this, Farron snaps his finger. This is the glorious blue flame of Declan, a flame that never goes out. Burn and regret every choice you've made with every fiber of your being. Regret? Not a chance. He begins to be consumed by the flame. If my only option is to be Declan's dog, I'd rather go back to the gray zone. And if I can't even do that, then being gone is a better option too. As the flames begin to engulf his body, he starts to smile. Laughing, he thinks, I've never felt so free. It's a shame I won't make it out of this alive, but I have no regrets. If I'm born again, I'll find freedom and get my revenge. The winds converge. We see the young man, still alive, on his knees. We see hands holding a basket and a coin falling into it. What? I was burning away. Something's strange. Where am I? It seems I've gone back to the past. This place is familiar. That's right. Now I remember. This place is the gray zone, where I was a beggar before becoming a mercenary. No way. Did I go back to the past? We see the clear sky. Buildings. And he's confused. What the heck happened? This is definitely me, but I'm younger. If there's one thing that remained, it's the fire mark. I went back in time, but this stayed. I don't know what it was, but the grimoire definitely had something to it. Was the grimoire capable of such things? The fact that the lazy bum leader of the Declan family came in person just shows how important it is. Even if it's that important, there isn't much information about it. Whatever. Well, it seems like it was a good thing. It's too real to be a dream, so I doubt it is one. The stench of the Sayo lecture hall is too real. I'm definitely alive. And I'm not just alive. A very productive morning. This is a situation where everything I do could go right. This means, what does going right mean? I had a dream. That's right, I had a dream. That was my friend's dream too. The reason I decided to retire. Number one, Aster. We were born as beggars in the gray zone. We have nothing. We had no clothes, no food, and not even an education. Which of those do you think was worse? Hunger, he replies. If it were just hunger, we wouldn't be here. What do you think drove our lives into this mess? He says. But I'm cool with it. The reason our lives went down the drain, he says again. I already told you, I'm fine with it. Seeing his friend's completely angry face, he says, all right, you can talk. Not having an education was the worst. If we had studied, we wouldn't be enslaved by those darned nobles. So, when I retire, I want to. He said he wanted to build a library. A place where everyone, no matter their money, status, or gender, could read freely. But I want to take it a step further. I want to build a tower. No reason. I just like big things. The location doesn't matter either. I'll put all kinds of books there, but there's one that has to be there. I'll put the D-Clan's secret manual right at the entrance on the first floor. Then even beggars from the gray zone, illegitimate children of nobles, or even butcher sons could have a copy. The cover will have the Declan symbol, and the content will be the secret techniques they guard with their lives. Just imagining it makes my mouth water. The problem is how I get my hands on the manual. Well, that's a problem for the future. Anyway, if I spread the D-Clan manual around, those guys are gonna love it. That's it. As he was thinking, someone kicks him in the face. You little punk, I finally found you. I was saving your spot and you were hiding here. You looking for trouble? Who is this guy? Is this an ambush? But I've survived countless battles. I've been through everything except aerial combat. I'm a veteran mercenary. Thinking this, he grabs the boy's foot. Huh? You're blocking me? You hit me 7 times. So you're going to get hit 70 times. The boy gets scared, and Aster tries to punch him. Something goes wrong and he asks, why is this swelling up? You little punk, how dare you hit me? A worm like you hit me. Have you gone crazy? It hurts a lot, but what hurts more than my body is my heart. The other boy steps on a rock. He loses his balance and falls into the sewer. My chance, thinks Aster. The boy gets up and starts spitting. You little turd, where do you think you're running? This isn't running, he thinks. I'll remember your face, he replies. It's just a tactical retreat. The hits you landed on me, I'll keep them on my body as if they were medals. I'm a veteran mercenary. Someone who doesn't know the word quit. We see him standing in an alley. This is serious. It wasn't a strong punch, and yet my wrist got dislocated. My body is too weak. Forget the tower. I need to fix my body first. And are you hungry? Hearing the question, he notices a boy next to him. Do you know me? The boy replies, no. Aster thinks, yeah, that's what I thought. He's all dirty, but his clothes look expensive. Must be a noble kid who got caught in some power struggle. In other words, he's a little walking time bomb. Kid, the child replies, my name is Damien. My mother's is Bianca. Why do I feel like I'm finding out too much? He thinks before asking, is your head screwed on straight? I don't have a mother. Whoops, my bad. Well, I don't have a father, so I win. Let's go our separate ways, got it? Aster thinks again. It's better not to get involved with this bomb. I'll send him away before things get worse. The boy stands still next to him. Aren't you leaving? Damien replies. I'm going with you. Should I punch him? Nah, get lost? Damien extends his hand and asks, hey, doesn't this hurt? I'll heal you. He suddenly starts using a spell. This is magic touch. No way, this isn't just a magic touch. Light of healing, a secret technique of the Blundor family, which fell to ruin thanks to the Declan family. My mercenary instincts are telling me I've just gotten involved in something rotten and dangerous. But why would a child from Blundor be in the gray zone? During this time, the Blundor family should still be strong. Curious, he says. Damien. Okay. Did you call me? The boy asks, and we see each of his eyes is a different color. Crap, now I remember. A member of the Blundor family with different colored eyes. The monster of Blundor. The butcher who wouldn't perish even if taken down, Damien von Blundor. Wow, ants. 1 ant, 2 ants. Watching the boy act so innocently, he questions, is this really him? Before I regressed when I was a mercenary, that's when I went to the Blundor family on orders from the Declan family. We see him and his friend on the way. Darn. If it's the Blundor family, they should be able to handle it themselves. Why are they calling us? His companion replies. Well, it's not like we know what the higher-ups are thinking. I heard a monster that heals itself invaded their territory. Another comments, a lot of people must have been lost. A monster? Like an ogre or something? And then I saw it. It wasn't an ogre, but rather a person splitting others in half, using unique healing spells endlessly, laughing as he fought. He was nothing short of insane. The monster of Blundor, the butcher who wouldn't perish even if taken down. Damien von Blundor. We see the boy again, still a child. Is that really the same guy? Still, why would a direct descendant of the Blundors, the leader's only son, be in a place like this? Let's eat, says the boy. What? Let's eat. My mom said that if you want to be healthy, you have to eat well. You get sick if you don't eat. He's right. But it's not like it's that big a deal. Thinking this, he asks, okay, you got any money? This? Damien asks, opening a small pouch full of coins. Damien. Are we friends? The boy questions. Just like that? If I say we're friends, we're friends. Got it? And friends share what they have. Let's go, friend. Time to eat. Friend? Damien asks, what do you have, friend? Me? I have a friend, he replies. Damien then says, that's a really cool line. We see some rooftops. Aster with his mouth open, and saying, what a great dinner. After a bath, I'm feeling even better. He notices Damien looking for something. What are you doing? I didn't know there was a house above where we ate. I've always slept outdoors. This is the first time I've seen this. Oh, I see, Damien says. Really? I don't have a father either. What? No, you do, the child replies. No, I don't. Don't act like it's a competition. But you don't have a mother? Where? She's not here, Aster thinks. If she's not here, I guess she doesn't exist. This is a bit concerning. Okay, let's get a better handle on the situation. How long have you been alone? He asks the boy. Since I ran away from my family, I've slept 10 times. Ran away? Is he being chased? He thinks before asking. Does that mean it's been 10 days? Well, I take a lot of naps. About 2 a day. Of course, only counting the naps. Anyway, in the end, I slept 10 times. So that means it's been about 3 to 4 days, Damien says. But I haven't slept since I got here. The mattress is too hard. Aster looks up. He stares at his pillow and thinks a weirdo is a weirdo from the start. Anyway, as long as he's in the gray zone, I can babysit him, and it wouldn't be bad to form a connection with the Blundor family. It'll help me when I face the Declans. Not to mention prestigious families have lots of books. Of course, I need to take care of business first. There are 7 marks on my chest. Damien, I'm going to sleep. Don't bother me. If you bother me, there will be trouble. Going to practice breathing, Aster says. Yeah, that's it. When I'm done, you can train too. I'll wait for you, the child confirms. In my past life, I built my foundation with the normal magic given to mercenaries, but the limits were clear. Because of that, I stole several spells from nobles. I almost perished several times. The spells I learned were the body-hardening technique used by knights, spiritual magic, summoning, alchemy, and several others. But before my end, I found a truly catastrophic power. That's why this time, the magic I'm going to learn is the foundation art of the Declans, the celestial origin technique, an art necessary for all of Declan's magic, making it possible to use all attributes of mana. I memorized it once for research, but now I'm going to use it, the breathing technique. As soon as he begins, something strange happens. It's hot. It feels like lava is filling my body. Crap! What is this? Focus. You have to endure it. He thinks this, looking down. From his hand, we see something coming out. Impurities? Why are they here? A high-level magic used by elite mages from noble families, used only in the direct bloodline. It forces the path of mana and burns the impurities in the circuit. Mana bath. He regains consciousness with a start. Thus, he sits up, panting. How much time has passed? Damien is still sleeping. No, more importantly, there are no impurities in my circuit and the mana has been purified. It's even purer than in my past life. Still, to defeat them, even if I regressed 100 times, it still wouldn't be possible. But one thing I'm sure of, my chances have increased. I was a mercenary, someone who doesn't give up even if the chances are almost zero. On another day, oh how nice, my hair turned brown. Let's see, I hid his flashy hair and changed his clothes. The Blundor family shouldn't be able to find us. Now there's only one thing left, Damien says. What are we going to do now, friend? He looks at the boy and smiles. Let's make a little mess. We see the other boy who had hit him stretching. What a good sleep. The day is beautiful too. What? What? Is that the new kid? Where the heck did you go? To only show up now? And what's with this look? Did you take a bath in the sewers? Who's this kid? He looks rich. Esther, without a word, punches the boy. I think I found the place. Since I still remember you, you're getting 123 punches. What? Spot, what's happening? Some jerk broke in. Wait, isn't that the new kid? They're all familiar faces. How scary. I wonder if I'll go too far, Damien asks. Wow, are we going to play, friend? One of the boys gets punched in the face. The other is hit in the stomach. And Esther keeps hitting everyone. Damien watches. Wow. Use mana and make a really tight fist and then just keep hitting. Incredible. Damien, do you get why they say it's incredible? How incredible. One of the boys falls in front of Damien. He crouches down and starts to heal him. It'll be okay. I'll heal you. Thank you. Esther grabs him. How many times did you hit me? At dusk, we see some boys on the ground and Esther making a motion with his arms. The boy who had hit him is in a plank position, receiving blows. How many times did I hit you? The boy replies, I don't know. Friend, it's my turn to ask. Is it my turn? I'll heal you. I'll heal you. Hearing this, the victim thinks, hey, stop that. I'll say it one more time. You guys are pretty dumb, huh? I'll heal you. I'll heal you. While watching the two, he continues to think. Stop it, you demons. I can only count to 10. We see the moon illuminating the place. And Esther standing in front of everyone. Thank you for today. The group of boys repeats the phrase. The synergy is great. I'm proud, Damien says, clapping. Very good. Let's play again. Meanwhile, Esther thinks, I'm also proud of hitting each of them 100 times until it reached 1,000. That was a new challenge, even for me, an experienced mercenary who's been through everything except for mountain and aerial combat. Something catches Esther's attention. Can we go now? I think we've been beaten up enough, he replies. Right, you can go. So, this is my house. Hearing this, Esther questions, you want us to leave? You're asking for too much, don't you think? The other scared says. Leave! No, we're already going. The group of boys leaves the place. It's difficult. Esther looks back. Someone is coming. It's fast and silent, a unique presence. It's like a mercenary. Must be a pursuer, he thinks. I've been careful, so how did they find him? I can't believe they came after him so quickly. With this amount of mana, it's hard to even use one spell, and hand-to-hand combat won't be easy. Not good. But so what? Even when I was a mercenary, I never had much magical power. I was always facing situations like this. It's nothing strange. Gather all your mana, compress it, and compress it again. We see something at the tip of his fingers. This much is enough. Esther looks back. He points his hand forward like a weapon and thinks, I only have this one chance. We see a man running towards him. But suddenly, the man stops. Esther is confused. And the man yells, My goodness, young master! Alfredo? I don't know how long I've been looking for you. Where have you been and what were you doing? This poor butler couldn't sleep because he was worried about the young master. No, let me go, Alfredo continues. I won't let you go until you return to the family. I'll only let go if they take me out. Thank goodness, young master. Why did you run away from your family? With the boy in his arms, he says, Pardon me, I made a scene in front of you. I am Alfredo, butler of the Blundor family. Yes, I am Esther. It seems young Master Damien has taken a liking to you. If it's all right with you, would you like to come with us to the Blundor territory? The Blundor territory? The basic rule of this prestigious family is to reject anything dirty and steer clear of anything noble. I can't figure out his intentions. Well, it doesn't matter because I already wanted to form a connection with them. Conveniently, the Blundor family's territory is on the way to the capital. There's the Xenon Academy, said to be the best in the East, and its library is also said to be the best in the East. I'm going to build the biggest library, so I don't think it hurts to take a look. Thus, he agrees. All right, I'll go. Thank you for the invitation, Alfredo replies. Right, I'll get the carriage. Wait a moment. I've strayed a bit from the path of building the library, but an important thing is an important thing. All right, now I wonder if the Blundor family's food is any good? Again, we see the moon illuminating the place. We've arrived, sirs. This is the house of the Blundors. Esther gets out of the carriage and thinks, isn't this my first time coming here officially? We see him standing in front of the mansion, the Blundor mansion. It's already late. Please rest. Lance, I'll leave this to you. Please follow me, young Master Damien. The boy looks worried. Lance, I'm sorry, Lance. After this, in another part of the mansion, we see Alfredo walking. He knocks on a door and someone tells him to enter. Come in. Alfredo opens the door. Has he arrived? He was in the 7th gray zone. I've just returned after finding him. The young woman stays quiet. And suddenly, something explodes in front of Alfredo. The 7th gray zone? Is Damien all right? Nothing happened to him, right? If a single hair on my son's head is missing. Madam, please calm down and listen to what I have to say. After this, we see her commenting. I see. What a relief. Yes, it's a relief. Saying this, Alfredo thinks, it's good for the madam, and it's also good for the person who helped the young master. The fury of a mother who was called the Blood Witch, who could stop her? The young woman also thinks, if my son is all right, I can be at ease. It's a relief that nothing happened. So she says, no need to thank me. It was something I had to do. However, there is something strange that deserves attention. The young woman questions, strange? I'm talking about the friend he made, she asks. His name was Aster. What about him? He noticed my presence. Before I even revealed myself, he was already prepared to attack. And when we faced each other, what was in the boy's hand was a magic missile. He definitely has talent. A child with such abilities coming from the gray zone. That's why, madam, I want to ask you a favor. Thus, we see the next day. Boy, please, become my successor. Aster stares at him, not understanding. The man thinks, surprised, weren't you? There's no way you can refuse. A butler to a prestigious family is an opportunity for someone from the gray zone to earn money and honor. No, Aster replies. Boy, did I hear that right? Damien questions. No? What do you mean, friend? Thank you very much for wanting me as your successor, head butler. But I think I prefer things as they are. I'm truly grateful. Why? I see, he thinks. Since he was born with nothing in the gray zone, he learned magic with his talent alone. That's why he must be overestimating himself. I see. I was also born into a common family and spent a long time not knowing my limits. Alfredo says, boy, this world is big. Aster replies, it's definitely not small. Right now, you must think you can do anything, even conquer the world. I don't think so. Alfredo, irritated, thinks, hold it in. You have to hold it in. He continues to say, have you ever heard the saying of the Goblin of the Canyon? I think it fits this situation well. He lived only in the canyon without knowing. Aster interrupts him and says, I think I'm more like a wyvern. Alfredo loses his patience. You don't know anything, boy. So, this butler will personally show you how big and terrifying this world is. In another part of the mansion, Alfredo opens a door. The servants stare at him. Greetings, head butler. What do you think, boy? They're your age, but they've been recognized as talents of House Blundor. I'm sure you can feel something. Aster thinks, House Blundor doesn't mess around. Hard to believe they're teenagers with that much mana. Their aura, even if subtle, fills the entire space. Huh, Mom? If you look into their eyes, you'll see they're just like the goblin. Thinking this, he says, well, yes, I am feeling something. Alfredo asks, so will you accept my proposal? If you become my successor, you will shine like these children. No, you will shine brighter than all the other. Aster replies, I hate light. Alfredo gets irritated again. Boy, look! Head butler. Novice Winster, do you have something to say? If he had really felt something, he wouldn't refuse the offer. But seeing as he refused, I don't think he felt it. If you'll allow me, I'd like to make him feel it. Are you talking about a duel? The boy continues. Well, it's not exactly a duel, just a little taste of what magic is. Arrogant, but not a bad idea, thinks Alfredo. What do you think, boy? How about a duel with one of them? Aster starts to think, yes, I know how annoying I am to them. This lucky beggar who came out of nowhere is probably what they're thinking. Can I choose? Aster questions. Of course. He points to Winster. You. But then he points to several others. You, and you too. I'll take on 5 at once. Are you afraid you'll get hurt? Alfredo is startled, but he also smiles. Yes, that's the spirit my successor needs to have, he thinks. Boy, can you take responsibility for your words? If someone else heard that, they'd say you're insulting House Blundor. Aster replies, yes, I can take responsibility. Excellent, I'll set one condition. 1 minute. If you can last 1 minute, I'll give you a prize. But if you can't, I expect you to take responsibility. The boy thinks. He must be talking about succeeding him. Cunning old man, he's trying to trap me. Despite his thoughts, he agrees. All right, I accept. Head butler, isn't this dangerous? That's why it's important. His stubbornness needs to be broken for him to grow. Crap, his eyes are already set. If the young master's guest gets hurt, My career as an instructor is over. The instructor looks at Damien. Young master, your friend is in danger. Please, stop the head butler. Really? What a surprise. My goodness. Young master, if you get involved, Madame Gamma will scold you. Instructor, what are you doing? Start the match? Orders are orders, I did my best. The maid is also watching. I'll be right back, don't interfere, okay? Yes, I understand. Let me explain the rules. The duel will be turn-based. No, let everyone participate. Everyone will participate. The duel will continue until one side gives up. However, the instructor can stop the duel at any time. Keep that in mind. Aster seems focused, and his opponents stare him down. Darn beggar, the young master and the head butler may pity you, but do you think you own the world? I'll finish you off and show you you're worthless. Then begin. As soon as the match is authorized, Winster takes a hit to his chest. He loses his breath. He looks back and realizes that not only him, but all 5 were hit. He stares at Aster, scared. Looks like I'll have to make you understand. First, don't underestimate the little guys. Magic missiles. We see 5 magic missiles in Aster's hand. That's basic mana control. The amount spent is huge, so it's useless in combat. Aster continues. Second, don't judge people without knowing. He launches the power towards the boys. The 5 of them are hit in the forehead. Third, he appears in front of Winster. This world is big and unforgiving. With that, he punches the arrogant boy in the face. From now on, I'm going to make you learn all of this. I hope you learn well. You crazy person? That's not magic? Yes, it is. He kicks the boy in the face. Body magic. The instructor is stunned, as are the other boys. The butler watches Aster beating up the 5 of them. Was that a magic missile? How compressed was that? Judging by the power, it seems to have been compressed at least 4 or 5 times. If he had hit me back there. It really is an innate mana control. And besides that, how is he so good at hitting people? Alfredo. Hearing the voice, he looks back. Madame Gamma. Madame Gamma is here. Miss Lance, did you come to save me? What happened? Alfredo starts to answer. Well, I just wanted to run a test. Test. You call this a test? Damien. First, gather the novices and have them withdraw. Alfredo agrees. Damien, go back to your room. You too, Aster. Go back to your room, please. The same one says, I tried my best, madam, but you're fired. At nightfall, we see another conversation. Alfredo, yes, madam. I know what your intentions were, but this time you went too far. Alfredo says, I'm sorry, Madame Gamma, I lost my composure. I accept any punishment. However, I heard that Aster fought with the novices. What happened? Did Damien help him? No, he didn't help. It's just that, what? She questions. He was very good at hitting. I'm sorry, the magic missile I mentioned before. He used it in the duel, but he compressed it at least 4 or 5 times and increased its power. That means that he has excellent mana control. Saying this, she starts to think. I didn't see what happened, but it must have been quite incredible. He defeated 5 of the novices by himself and with just 1 magic missile. It doesn't matter if he's a high-level mage, manipulating pure mana is very difficult. Madame Gamma asks, and the proposal to be your successor? Alfredo replies, he firmly rejected it. I see. She starts to think. I need to reevaluate Aster and change what I think about him. Thus, she says, bring Aster here. We see the boy entering the room. Aster, you've arrived. Please have a seat. They said you called for me, she replies. Yes, I did. But first, the madam places something on the table. Aster watches curiously. She says, I heard Alfredo was going to give you a prize. That thing, he thinks, remembering. I didn't expect they would give it now, and also that Madame Gamma would be the one to give it to me. You can open it. Aster picks up the box, and upon opening it, something starts to glow inside. We see a small pill. The madam begins to speak. A high-class item. Even in Blundor, only the top 5 recruits of the magic divisions receive this. Aster thinks suspiciously. Strange. Usually, good deeds are just rewarded with food. If they start giving gifts, it means they're planning something. Even if it's a reward for winning, the normal thing would be a mid-class item, but a high-class one? You can accept it without worrying. You helped Damien in the gray zone, and this is also an apology for earlier. Wait, do I have to join the Blundors to eat this? The madam denies it. Is there poison in it? She denies it again. Is there really no ulterior motive? Yes, there isn't any, says the madam. Then thank you. It's nothing, she says. Aster thinks, nice, an unexpected gain. The madam then begins, changing the subject. There's something I'd like to propose to you, Aster. I knew it, he thinks. Hearing this, she places her hand on her son's head. I will arrange an admission to the academy for you. Could you go to the academy with Damien? The academy, he questions. Originally, Damien was supposed to have enrolled last year, but he refused so much, so we postponed it to this year. But I didn't expect him to run away like that. That's why I'm asking you. Damien likes you, the boy confirms. Yes, if my friend goes, I'll go too. Aster thinks, well, that makes sense. For Bianca, it's a big problem. She's afraid he'll run away again if she forces him to go to the academy, and there's no clear way to change Damien's mind. Of course, this is also a good opportunity. The academy is good. In a world where bloodline and connections are everything, getting academic support helps a lot. It sounds good, but it feels like they're putting a leash on me. And thinking this, he replies, I'll think about it. She says, I see, let me know as soon as you decide. By the way, this has nothing to do with it, but I'm curious. Why did you reject Alfredo's proposal to become his successor? The boy looks back. He smiles and says, well, it puts a strain on my knees, you know? I beg your pardon? Alfredo listens from behind the door. Boy, we see the mansion. Aster breathing in and practicing in his room. I see. So this is what a high-level item does. Even absorbing only 10%, my mana has increased a lot. And maybe because my physique has become suitable for flames. Normally, absorbing spiritual power causes some losses and an accumulation of impurities, but I don't feel any of that. It's more effective than I thought. Anyway, the academy, huh? I thought a bit about it, but I think I already have my answer. If I join the academy, it will be much easier to find a patron. There are many advantages, but still, it feels like I'm walking right into a trap. Should I take a walk around here? We see him standing in front of the door. Are you Aster? Hearing the voice, he looks back and finds a person. Platinum hair. The direct bloodline only has Damien. Maybe he's from a collateral branch? Why does this family have to be so annoying? Thus, he replies, no. The other says, what? No? Dark hair. That annoying look, the description matches perfectly. Aster thinks, look at this guy. The hair color changes a lot depending on the lighting. And how could anyone say this look is annoying? He changes his expression. The boy observes in disbelief. Yeah, it looks like a kind gaze. Sorry for the misunderstanding, I'm heading out. The butler suddenly appears. Boy, no, Aster, I need to clear up the misunderstanding. I couldn't tell you yesterday, and because of that, I couldn't sleep. Even if you become a butler, you don't have to do that with your knees. It was a misunderstanding. Aster is immediately unmasked by the butler. The boy stares at him. Crap, he thinks. The other starts to speak. That look, I knew it. Eyes as unpleasant as those of a dead goblin are not common. Yeah, you caught me, the boy continues. You lied to me and still act like this? I'm going to... Before he finishes, Alfredo glares at him. The youth averts his gaze and says, I'll let this one slide. Go to the mages' hall later. I'm going to fix your attitude, Aster replies. Sure. If you say so, then you're right. Something wrong? Alfredo asks. Nothing much. Aster starts to think. I'm very stressed out anyway. This came at the right time. See you later. Head butler. May I meet with the madam now? In the madam's room, she receives him. Welcome, Aster. To have asked to speak with me so early, have you already decided? Yes, madam. I will go to the academy. She looks at him in surprise. I'm surprised you decided so quickly. Excellent. We will prepare as soon as possible. Until then, make yourself at home. He thanks her. Thank you for your kindness. Aster leaves the room, and the butler appears immediately. Madam, the boy, she replies. He accepted with gratitude. As expected, that's my boy. His passion, the flames in his eyes, I knew it. We can cover the first semester, but what about the next? For a homeless person from the gray zone, it will be difficult to get an enrollment. He'll get anxious. Why? Because he'll want to learn more. And then, someone will help him. Alfredo's sponsorship. Alfredo, you're too loud. I'm sorry, I got a little carried away. Since it's almost lunchtime, I'll head to the kitchen. She looks at him and then thinks, I understand why Alfredo is happy. After having his offer rejected so many times, he finally got a chance. Even so, the academy proposal is a flawed plan. But the reason for Alfredo's confidence. It must be because he was tricked in the same way by the former head butler. Alfredo, poor thing. We see Aster going down a staircase. He looks at something in front of him. This is the mage's hall, where that little punk from earlier said he would be. He opens a door and enters. What brings you here? Upon being questioned, Aster thinks. That's right, I don't even know his name. He describes the boy and the man says, I was waiting for you. Please, come this way. He starts to follow him until they stop in front of a door. Go in here, and after you open the door, watch your head. Aster opens the door, and leaves begin to fall, so that's why he asked me to come here. As he walks through the place, he ends up coughing from the dust. Are you Aster? A pleasure to meet you. I am NG von Blundor. Did you come to see my little brother? What? Brother? That punk called his brother.